The preamble of the Constitution declares India to be a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. In March 2020, BJP's Rajya Sabha MP Rakesh Sinha had moved a resolution for removal of the word socialism from the Constitution. Rakesh Sinha now joins me on this special broadcast. Sir, welcome on India First. Why did you want the word socialist to be removed from the preamble of the Constitution then?
You know, the manner in which these two terms were inserted in the Constitution was highly undemocratic. It is not because I am telling that during it was the emergency and the members of the parliament, the opposition leaders were under the prison. Even those who were present, they protested. I am quoting G. Lakshmanan of DMK. He said that by inserting two terms, Indian democracy has been killed. And he protested and walked out. I am quoting another leader, Ramlal Parikh, who was the part of the Rajya Sabha. And during the debate, he said that the manner and method this amendment is being brought, and 60 acts are there. The government does not want that members to read even the basic things of the acts. And this is hurriedly being brought forward so that this should be passed without the discussion in the parliament. I quoted two members. Even during the emergency, it was characterized as undemocratic method, undemocratic manner. So therefore, Dattatreya Hosabale has rightly said that there should be a debate, review on these two terms, whether they are relevant or not relevant. This is very important.
So since you raised socialism,
I brought a resolution in the Rajya Sabha.
Yes, and Dattatreya Hosabale he said, and I quote, the words socialist and secular were added to the preamble. No attempt was made to remove it later. In his appreciation, there should be a discussion whether they should remain. What are you calling for? A wider discussion in Parliament whether socialism and secularism should remain in the preamble? And why should it be removed anyways?
You know, as far as socialism is concerned, when K.T. Shah in Constituent Assembly brought an amendment that in Constitution there should be federal, secular and socialist, Baba Sahib Ambedkar himself replied and contested this amendment. He said that the future generation, means posterity, cannot be tied by a particular way of economic thinking. They are free. And he said that in our directive principle of state policy, there are umpteen issues which are addressing the question of inequality. How much socialism you want more? This is the basic premise that we want the resurrection of Baba Sahib Ambedkar's constitution. There is a battle between Indira's constitution and Baba Sahib Ambedkar's constitution. And those who stand for Baba Sahib Ambedkar, they respect his wisdom, his expression and his intention. They stand for Dattatreya Hosabale. One more reason that we are opposed to these two terms. India is a secular not because this term is in the Constitution. This term was added in 1976. But you see, when the Hindus, if there is a shrinking of the Hindu population, it comes down even the 60% or 55% or even 70%, India would no longer remain the secular country. Secularism is a Hindu ethos. Hinduism is based on diversity. Essence of India is diversity, and this essence is being carried, perpetuated and inherited by the Hindus. So the guarantee of secularism is not the term secularism, but the guarantee of the secularism is Hindus' majority population and their diversity-based way of life.
Sir, I completely agree with you. Hindu way of life is truly secular. But if it is there in the Constitution, what's wrong with it? Point one. Point two, given that the Supreme Court's 2024 ruling upheld this 42nd Amendment, found it to be constitutionally valid, how justified is it to push for the words secularism and socialism to be either removed or debated in Parliament? Because the Supreme Court saw such challenges as manifestly flawed.
You know, democracy is not a static system of governance. It is a dynamic. Yesterday's Supreme Court ruling cannot be the ruling of tomorrow. I am giving example that Congress party in 1948 says socialistic pattern of society. In 1956, it comes down to democratic socialism. In 1970s, it comes down to welfare state. And during the Manmohan Singh regime, and before that, Narasimha Rao regime, there was a neoliberalism. Neoliberalism is the antithesis of socialism. You are declaring socialist and you are following the path of neoliberalism. So basic thing is that every population has right to decide the economic thinking. You cannot tie down the entire country with one economic thinking. There are billionaires and millionaires are increasing. And I am telling you one more thing. If socialist, the term socialist used by Indira Gandhi, but poverty increased. Narendra Modi ji, it has provided 80 crore people the foods. 80 crore people are getting grains and in an honored manner. 10 crore toilets. So you are giving dignity, you are giving the basic right to the basic economic right to the people. So therefore, it is not the term, it is the intention of the people, intention of the governing elites that count. Therefore, I think that socialist term in the neoliberal era is redundant. And you cannot decide that 140 crore people would be guided by one term socialist. I protest against this very term socialist. We are egalitarian by the core. We would remain egalitarian without using the term socialist.
Fair enough. The opposition, of course, has repeatedly alleged that the BJP and the RSS constitution is under threat. So how will you counter the opposition when they say the RSS wants to dismantle the core principles of the constitution, first with socialism, then with secularism, and then systematically they will move on?
You know, it was Indira Gandhi during the emergency when Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, Morarji Desai, Lal Kishabani, Chaudhary Charan Singh, Chandrasekhar, Papilu Moth, every leader was in the jail. There was no democratic right. And the bill was passed hurriedly. The amendment bill was passed hurriedly. The reply of Indira Gandhi was unsatisfactory. I quoted DMK leader G. Lakshman who boycotted, who walked out. I said the democracy has been killed by inserting these two words. Ramlal Parekh protested. Even during the regime of dictatorship, these two members protested in the Rajya Sabha. So I consider that there should be healthy discussion in democracy. If you are killing the discussion, then you are disowning democracy. In fact, Indian opposition party is afraid of any discussion. They don't want to be part of any healthy debate. Dattatreya Hosabale ji has proposed a debate in these two terms, whether they are relevant or not relevant, whether they are redundant or they are very utilitarian.
Fair enough.
Think the utility has eroded and these two terms should be removed.
Fair enough. Let me now then throw it open for a wider discussion on this issue, because we always are in favor of debate and discussion and let our viewers decide what's correct. Rakesh Sinha for joining me here on this India Today special broadcast. Many thanks.